Hello, it's Lex MPI back with another video, and today I'm mixing it up. I often wonder how much everyone else has in crypto. I often wonder what coins they're holding, and I often wonder what percentage of their portfolio is in each coin. So today I will be sharing the latter two. What coins I'm holding and what percentage of my portfolio is in each coin. What I won't be sharing is how much money I have though. That is probably best kept to myself, and I suggest you do the same. So on screen here is my portfolio and the mix of coins that I have. I probably have too many coins, but I don't mind that. Feel free to criticize my portfolio down in the comments. I have a couple of graphs to show you through. So these are all my coins and the percentage they hold in my portfolio. I also have the tree map. So same information there, but just using squares. And the area and size of the square is showing the size of that particular coin in my portfolio. What I think might be interesting also is actually the different segments of the market my cryptocurrency portfolio is exposed to. So platform coins are kind of smart contract based coins, your Ethereums, your ADAs, Cardano, your ZILs. You then have my Bitcoin X, so BTC X, that is Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin SV, so Bitcoin and all its derivatives. I then have DeFi, which is the DeFi space, so the lending and the decentralized exchanges. We have the currencies, so your currency replacement coins or kind of remittance coins, so your XLM, Ripples, what else is in the currency? Oh, Litecoin will be in there also. Stable coins, USDT, DAI, those sort of coins. Oracle solutions, so that's Chainlink and Band Protocol, and then other, so those kind of the coins that haven't really got a space per se. Yeah, and then I kind of go through the tree map, and then the crypto to each space. So in the platform plays, how that's been broken down. So back to the first page with all my coins. As you can see here, the first thing to obviously note is the fact that I have a hell of a lot of Ethereum. Too much Ethereum, some would say. So the reason I have this much Ethereum is because on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, so that's when you're essentially looking at the Ethereum price in Bitcoin, Bitcoin went on a bull run in November, December, January, and Ethereum was really cheap in Satoshis. I think it was 0.024 Satoshis, 0.024 Bitcoin per one Ethereum. It was cheap, long story short. It was the cheapest it had been in a while. It pretty much hit a bottom. So I said, I'm going to buy some Ethereum with this strong Bitcoin at the moment. With the idea being, well, the strategy being, and historically what tends to happen is that when Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum then follows. But the multiples in Ethereum are way larger than the multiples in Bitcoin. So the strategy was, Bitcoin's just pumped, Ethereum is cheap in Bitcoin terms, buy the Ethereum now while it's cheap. Ethereum will then pump, as it has done in the past couple of days or so, and I can then buy back that Bitcoin, and I would have increased the number of Satoshis I have. So I bought the Ethereum when each Ethereum was, I think, 0.024 Bitcoin. Now it's 0.037. So as you can see, I have done relatively well, actually up 55% in Bitcoin Satoshi terms on that trade. So I think this is the beginning of the Ethereum kind of bull run, I think. So I'm going to hold that position for quite a bit longer. So I used to have about an equal amount of Ethereum and Bitcoin. I like to have my Ethereum and Bitcoin position to account for about 50% of my portfolio. So prior, I think it was 45, and then I sold some of that Bitcoin for Ethereum, and that is why my Ethereum position is so large at 32%. So far, so good. That trade's going well, and Ethereum has outpaced Bitcoin in the past couple of weeks. So I will ride that out and see what happens there. But the medium to long term strategy is to sell some of that Ethereum back into Bitcoin and have a more equal weighting between the two. The reason I have such a large percentage of my portfolio in Ethereum and Bitcoin is because they are the two largest cryptocurrencies. They're here to stay. They ain't going nowhere. And also it reduces the volatility of my total portfolio. These two coins being the largest tend not to have obviously cryptocurrency is volatile. But within the cryptocurrency world, these are the least two volatile cryptocurrencies. So And second of all, it's a risky industry, so I'm putting a large percentage of my portfolio into the two coins that have the longest history and have the most potential to ride out and not go to zero. Some would say that 50% of my portfolio being in Ethereum and Bitcoin is too low, and actually it should be nearer 60 or 70%. I suppose I'm taking risks out here. So yeah, so there we go. So next we have Zilliqa. So Zilliqa is 8% of my portfolio. This is the third largest coin in my portfolio. A bit of an odd one because it's a relatively small coin. I think it's maybe number 40, 45 on CoinMarketCap. So why is it number 3 in my portfolio? Good question. And the reason for that is because I bought a small amount of it a while ago when it accounted for maybe like 1% of my portfolio. It is a platform play is what I call it. So let me move over to here. Platform. So it's in there with essentially the platform plays are Ethereum and all its competitors. And it was making noise, a crypto mobster, a YouTuber I watch. He put me onto it, did a bit of research, looked into it, looked interesting, looked good. There were good returns on the staking of that particular coin. So I thought it's a good buy. And then guess what? It did 6x. Yeah, I bought it and 6x. Big change, big money got made, and that is why it is 8% of my portfolio now. So probably too much. I need to start taking profits out of that trade and sticking it into Bitcoin. So that will probably start happening now going forward. So if this continues to grow, every 10% it grows, I'll probably take out 10% of my holding and convert it into other cryptocurrencies, because it's quite a small crypto currency, but accounts for quite a large percentage of my portfolio. So I may de-risk there and start diversifying some of those gains into other coins. I probably should start rather than just talking about it. Next one is USDT. So that is a stable coin, obviously, that is pegged to the US dollar. The reason why I have 8% of my portfolio in USDT is because I like to keep the cash on hand. You need that money in case of a crash, right? Everyone knows the cryptocurrency world is volatile, and the big way to make big coins is to buy the dips, and you can't buy the dips if you haven't got the cash on hand. So I keep the cash on deck, keep the cash on hand, and ready to buy up all those dips in the market. So that is why I have 8% of my portfolio in USDT, because I have limit orders waiting there for those random dips in the market to snipe up those cheap coins. We all saw that 10k drop from 40k to 30k in like a day. I was ready. I have my USDT on deck, ready to buy up at 32. So I made a couple of snipes in there and bought up some Bitcoin there at 32k. Good buys. So always have to have the stable coins or some fiat ready to buy into the dips in the crypto market. So that's me. So Litecoin, we have Litecoin here, and I'm probably going to do Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash together and XLM together. Actually, the reason why is because I got into crypto 2017, right? 2017 was a different world, different crypto coins out there. I learned the hard way, got burned, but there are a lot of coins I think that are around nowadays in 2021 that have massive market caps just because they are legacy coins. They were popping, they were doing their thing back in 2017. Not much has happened to them over the past 3 to 4 years, and not much will happen to them. I think people are holding them because they bought them and they're hoping to make a return, but not much is going to happen. So Litecoin was meant to be a faster Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is meant to be a faster Bitcoin. Do we need a faster Bitcoin? No, we don't, not really. So are they going to crash and go to zero? Probably not. Are they slowly going to dissipate into nothingness? Probably over the next, few years, if not decades. So I don't think they're going to disappear. I just think that there's more growth potential in other coins. So they currently hold, quite a large percentage of my portfolio. They're 5, 5, and 4. So that's 14% of my portfolio in those 3 coins. Now XLM I want to exclude. XLM I think has use cases. I think recently XLM had some interesting news there where it's being used by the Ukrainian government for a project they're doing, and then I had another news story in regards to I think a hedge fund using it for some sort of use. I can't remember exactly, but long story short, I'm hearing people actually using XLM, and the price went up recently. So Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash are probably 2 positions I want to reduce over the next couple of weeks, and probably look to put those into the DeFi space. So if we have a look here at the chart of all the different cryptocurrency segments, I will probably be moving some of that currency into the DeFi, increase my DeFi exposure. And I'll explain why shortly. And some of that Bitcoin Cash, which I've done the Bitcoin X, into the DeFi to increase that to maybe 15% of my portfolio in the near future. So what I'll do is I'll probably tackle the DeFi space first. So as far as DeFi coins go, I have Uniswap, I have Carver, Melon, 1inch, Aave, Compound. Yeah, there we go. So those are my DeFi plays. So DeFi is the hot one. DeFi is the one that I think is going to the moon. DeFi is the space that has a real practical use case. So anyone who's not sure what DeFi is, I think you can kind of split it in two. You have, so DeFi stands for decentralized finance. So that is essentially finance that doesn't use a bank, but it uses smart contracts to decentralize the financial system, essentially. And what you have two separate industries taking place within DeFi. You have the DEX, decentralized exchanges, which are aimed to replace your Coinbase and your Binance. So rather than having one company essentially managing the exchanges, buying the cryptocurrencies, you sell to them, they sell to you, and they take a commission. Instead, we just sell to each other using smart contracts. We cut out the middleman. It's more efficient. It's cheaper, and the big advantages is that the people that actually put their cryptocurrencies into the DeFi exchanges to give these exchanges liquidity, so you can then use them to change your currency for another currency, they get a commission. They get paid. Right? That's a win. So everyone who puts money in gets paid, and then you then get able to get your cryptocurrencies changed, swapped over relatively cheaply. So, and the other part of the DeFi space is lending. So you can potentially borrow against your cryptocurrencies. So you can deposit some Bitcoin and borrow some USDT using over collateralized loans. So the DeFi space is one you really want to be looking into. It was hot this summer. I think it's going to be hot again in this bull run. That's where the heat is. That's where the money seems to be going. That's where the money people, the big banks, and that is what's going to be piquing their interest. So I think the DeFi space is where we're going to see the major growth, which is why I'm in quite a few DeFi coins. As you can see here, the DeFi accounts for 11% of my portfolio. Too little. I need to get that to 15, if not 20%. So I'm going to be selling out of a few other coins and getting my DeFi coin game up. So that's happening soon. Hopefully I can do an update video and I'll talk you through an increased percentage of my portfolio being in 1inch, being in Carver, being in Comp. So those my DeFi plays. I then have ADA, which is Cardano here at 2%, and I also have DOT. So those are competitors to Ethereum. Is Ethereum going anywhere? No, it's not. Ethereum is here to stay. Ethereum is the big boy. That's the big coin. That's the one that's doing everything. That's the one that all the DeFi plays are built on top of. However, I'm hedging my bets. I said Cardano, Polkadot look interesting. Big market caps. Let's get a bit of exposure to those as well. They could do well. So yeah, I have to have a bit of money in those. Just as a hedge against Ethereum. I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere, but there we go. So further down, we then come down to kind of my much smaller positions. And those are, so Bitcoin SV, all right, that was a free token. So when the Bitcoin chain forked, everyone who had a Bitcoin position got Bitcoin SV. And that's why I have that. That's it really. ZIL is the token you get rewarded for staking your Zilica. So that's why I have that. So I'm just holding on to that. So then we have the other ones. So I'll go through them. So DMG is a tiny micro cap cryptocurrency. My friend put me onto it. He's big into crypto. He has way more Satoshis than me, so I listen to him every so often. So I bought it blindly. Didn't do much research. That's why that one's there. We then have GRT. That one, to be honest with you, I read an article about it. It came out a couple, before Christmas. It sounded kind of hot. The price was going up recently. So I've done okay on it. I just bought it. Once again, didn't do any research. Don't do what I do. Do research all the cryptocurrencies you buy. But I like to have a little pot of money where I kind of go, you know what, let's go down the coin market cap and buy a couple of coins that look interesting. Is that wise? Who knows? We shall see. Ample Fourth, another one, a good friend of mine who's big in the crypto game, advised me to get into. I started reading around about it. I got very confused, but it does sound interesting. My friend tells me that there's a potential growth here. So hey, I bought in, and that essentially covers my exposure to the cryptocurrency markets. Here it is, the tree map. So as you can see, it's mainly Ethereum and Bitcoin. As you can see, those big two there. I'm still highly exposed to some of the what I call legacy tokens. So that's Litecoin and XLM, being 10% of my portfolio. Legacy tokens, essentially, as I said before, tokens that were big in 2017 in that bull run, and essentially people are holding on to just because they're holding on to them. Really, I don't think they're going to be. Or XLM, I think has potential. It's more so Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. To be fair, sorry, are the two legacy coins that I think are just kind of, as I said, going to be around, not going to crash dramatically, but they're going to be surpassed by the DeFi coins. And the DeFi coins, as you already know, are your Uni, your 1inch, your Comp, your Carver, your Melon. So I'm going to be looking to increase my position in these, probably using some of my USDT, some of that Litecoin money, and some of that Bitcoin Cash money. And then I obviously have the smaller plays that kind of my moonshot bets, right? Hopefully I do 100x. We shall see. And then lastly, I have my platform plays, which are my ADA and what was the other one? It was ADA and Zilica. There we go, at 8% there. 8% is too high. I need to reduce that. So as that increases over the next couple of weeks, I will probably start selling some of that and buying into DeFi. So that somewhat covers my crypto portfolio, everyone. So I hope that was interesting, just to see my portfolio, the coins that I bought into, why I bought into them. And then in summary, heavily exposed to Ethereum and Bitcoin, trying to keep that around 40 to 50% of my portfolio. I think that the DeFi space is going to be where the big gains are made in the bull run. That's going to be coming in 2021, 2022. So in preparation for that, I have quite a few of the DeFi coins, but I'm going to be adding to that position over the next couple of weeks. And I have cash on deck in USDT to buy dips. These are limit orders on the exchanges. So hopefully that was interesting and useful. If it was, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot, Lex MPI. Have a good day. Bye.